and Malathi. Let us get on to our next topic, that is revolutionaries. As I said before in the last two topics, the most important in the freedom struggle that is faces is revolutionaries, because the impact created on the British rule and the British leaders got hurt because of these revolutionaries, I can say. In the last lesson, that is the first war of Indian independence, we saw Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai and many others. So let us learn about the revolutionaries in detail. Let us recap about the moderates and extremists in short. So the first 20 years of beginning of Congress is known as moderates. M.G. Ranade, Surendranath Banerjee, Dabai Nauroji, Gopalakrishna Gokhale were prominent. What they imposed, their objective was to create meetings. They discussed problems about the British rule. They pleaded or requested the government related to what? Development of industries, reduction in military expenses, improvement in education standards, and they forced the British government to take up studies about poverty in the country. So, Dadabhai Nauroji explained about the transfer of Indian wealth to England, and this is called train theory. The age of moderates is also called the age of generous nationalism. Moderates is 1885 to 1905. Extremists 1906 to 1920. So, the people who criticized the moderate thinking and propagated extremist ideas were known as extremists. Aurobindo Ghosh, Lal Bal Pal were the prominent leaders of these extremists. Partition of Bengal was proposed by Viceroy Lord Curzon for the simple ruling and to suppress the intensity of freedom struggle. So, in 1905, extremists opposed the partition of Bengal. In 1911, the British government withdrew the declaration of partition of Bengal. Lokmanya Tilak declared that Swaraj is my birthright and I will get it at any cost. Extremists proposed that good administration cannot substitute independence, and it's true. Lokmanya Tilak's famous newspapers are Kesari in Marathi language and Maratha in English language. So he wrote Geeta Rahasya in the jail. This is our recap from the last class. So revolutionaries. What are revolutionaries? They were the people whose main weapon was violence. What they did? The revolutionaries' main aim was to create a totally free India. Okay? They needed a complete free India. They wanted an independent India. So what they did? They believed that British can be thrown out of the country by only the violent means. They engaged in collection of money, arms and training of people, and they created secret branches in India and abroad. What were the measures taken by revolutionaries in the freedom struggle? So you can write that they believed that British can be thrown out of the country by only violent means. They established secret branches in India and abroad and engaged in collection of money, arms and training of people. Anushilana Samiti and Abhinava Bharata. These are the two important organizations of revolutionaries. When coming to INC, what are the main organizations? The Hindu Mela, the East India Association, Purva Sarvajanik, Sabha, the Indian Association. Please remember this, it's very important. So, the main important organizations of revolutionaries were Anushilana Samiti and Abhinava Bharata. The British tried to suppress them, but it wasn't possible. The prominent leaders of these revolutionaries are V.D. Savarkar, Aurobindo Ghosh. He was the one who, when extremist phase got over, he joined to the revolutionaries and fighted for freedom against the British. Aurobindo Ghosh is an important person in the extremist and also in the revolutionaries part. Important leaders of revolutionaries: V.D. Savarkar, Aurobindo Ghosh, Shyam Krishna Verma, Ras Bihari Ghosh, Medium Kama, Khudiram Bose, Ram Prasad Bismil, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad. So Bhagat Singh and Chandrasekhar Azad are prominent in this, I think. We all know them. So please repeat it once again with me. V.D. Savarkar, Aurobindo Ghosh, Shyam Krishnavarma, Ras Bihari Ghosh, Madam Kama, Khudiram Bose, Ram Prasad Bismil, Bhagat Singh, and Chandrasekhar Azad. They are what? They are the prominent leaders of revolutionaries. The dream of the revolutionaries of gaining independence through violence did not succeed. But what was its impact? Its impact was that British had a fear, and this laid a foundation for great independence movement in our country, and we got freedom in 1947. So we can say that it revolutionaries were the powerful source of inspiration for the national freedom movement. Please note it down, it's an important point. Who were the powerful source of inspiration for the national freedom movement? Revolutionaries were a powerful source of inspiration for the national freedom movement. So the next topic is Gaidin Liu. What is this Gaidin Liu? Is it a person or a term or a place? Let me explain you in detail. So it will be in the slideshow also. Gaidin Liu is a woman who fighted for the independence along with the freedom fighters against the British. So who is she? She is from Naga tribe, that is from Nagaland, which is one of the northeastern northeastern states of India. So let us study about her in detail. The Christian missionary. So what happened? The Christian apostle is nothing but a follower of Christianity, is called a missionary, who came from Christian countries, was taking control over the whole of Northeast India. What is Northeast India? First of all, the the states which lie towards the northeast part of India are called Northeast India. Is called Northeast India. Okay, so we can also remember of the seven sisters. Please put the seven sisters of India in the comment section below. Who all know what happened? Jadonang, a person called Jadonang of the Naga tribe, of the same tribe, what he did, he created an army against the British. But what happened? No, there was no place, there was no a reservation kind of thing for the ladies. In this time came Gaidin Liu, an young lady, collected ladies of northeastern India, as I said before, like Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Himachal Pradesh. These are examples of northeastern states. She collected ladies of northeastern India and joined whose army? Jadonang army. Who was Jadonang? He was a person of the Naga tribe who fought against the British and built an what? Built a youth's army. As the British don't like people who oppose them, they imprisoned Jadonang in Silchar, which is part of Assam of Chachar district, and hanged him to death on when? 29th August 1931. Very important from the exam point of view. Jadonang was imprisoned at Silchar jail and was hanged to death on 29th August 1931. As Jadonang is no more, Gaidin Liu took charge at this time, and she took off the entire village of Northeast. Thousands of people joined her army. As people wanted freedom, they also joined the army. But some of the traitors, what we say in Kannada, Drohigalu, the person who were double minded, money minded and double minded, what they did, they sent the information about Gaidin Liu's plans and where she is. The British got hold of her, and she was also put on to the jail from 1932 August 12th. She was in jail from 1932 October 12th till India became free. She was in the jail. After that, she became free. So her jail span was October 12th, 1932 to till India became free. Then it's 1947. A doctor called Haralu helped British officer MacDonald in getting hold of Gaidin Liu. So the Dr. Haralu was awarded with Kaiseri-i-Hind, a name by the British, by MacDonald. You may ask, what is this Kaiseri-i-Hind? It means that Emperor of India. maybe a duplicate one, like Britishers used up Indians only in these kind of things, but it is unworth mentioning as it is history. Though it is a trait, we need to learn about it. Haralu was awarded with Kaisariin by the British. It may come for 1 mark or MCQ. It is important and write down the meaning that it is Emperor of India. Kaisariin, Emperor of India. So we are coming to the final phase, the Gandhian era. What is this Gandhian era? It's nothing but how did Gandhiji join the freedom struggle. This Gandhian era is full of how Gandhiji finished his barrister degree and went to South Africa and saw the blacks and whites discrimination, and improved and implemented non-violence in India, and got freedom and made us all independent. So let us get into the chapter. Final phase, Gandhian era, 1920 to 1947. So please note down the years, it's very important. First phase, moderates, 1885 to 1906. Second phase, extremists, 1906 to 1920. And the final phase, Gandhian era, 1920 to 1947. So there are three phases. Please remember it carefully. So Gandhiji, what he did, he got his barrister degree in England. What a surprising thing! We didn't get freedom from England, but at the same time, Gandhiji got barrister degree in England, and he started his law practice. As we all know, after studying the law, we can't simply become a lawyer or a judge. We need law practice. We should be a trainee to a lawyer and become a lawyer, senior lawyer, and after becoming a senior lawyer, as we have read in ninth textbook, ninth syllabus, social science, we need to be 10 years a lawyer in high court, and we can become a high court judge or a supreme court. So he was also in the law practice in South Africa. The British, the main important thing is here, only we didn't get in freedom from Britishers. Even other countries like us, like South Africa, some countries, etc., etc., they were also under the control of British, Portuguese, Dutch, French. As we read in part 1, the advent of Europeans to India, many countries were dependent. They didn't get freedom. They were in the clutches of the four, who are there? Four group of people: British, French, Portuguese, Dutch. He saw the pains which are being faced by the South Africans, and what he did, he got to know how the discrimination is being done. They got low paid jobs and were not allowed to travel on trains along with the white people and could not eat along with them. What a disgusting. White blacks were not employed in any high paid job, it seems, and they were not allowed to travel along with the whites in the train, and they should not eat along with them, it seems. The British treated them mercilessly, like they used Indians as slaves. Even they used Africans as slaves itself. So there, South Africa, Gandhiji brought together the people who were discriminated against and carried out agitations. Agitations are nothing but the protests, in a peaceful, non-violent way. So please underline it as important, because all the others followed which way. It may be a constitutional framework or anything else. Extremist way was revoking against the British. Revolutionaries was in a violent manner, but Gandhiji carried out agitations in a peaceful, non-violent manner. He got success in this movement against the British in South Africa. This movement was got inspired by Gandhiji to do the same in India and achieve freedom from the British. In the freedom movement of India, which is called the Gandhian era, 1920 to 1947, what happened? He was the forefront, means he is the leader, the father of nation of struggle till India won her independence. India is recognized as a women. Why? As we call in Hindi, Matrabhumi, It's Mathrubhumi and in Kannada Bharata Mate. She is a woman. All rivers are all considered as women. You know the reason why. Please post it in the comment section below. So, with the entry of Gandhiji in the freedom struggle, what happened? The freedom struggle got a new shape. He made use of indirect protest, non-violence, and satyagraha as the main instruments for the freedom struggle. What were the main weapons of Gandhiji? The question may be framed. So, Gandhiji made use of what? Indirect protest, non-violence, ahimsa. Ahimsa tattva is his mantra. Satyagraha. Satyagraha is nothing but which is known as salt satyagraha. When salt was put on more tax, when tax was more on salt, Gandhiji went on for a satyagraha, a fast against the British. This is called satyagraha. These were the main instruments for what? For the freedom struggle. Use of indirect protest, non-violence, satyagraha. So, as Lokmanya Tilak wrote Gita Rahasya in the jail, Gandhiji also wrote about his principles. What are his principles? Indirect protest, non-violence, satyagraha, all these principles he wrote in the newspaper called Young India. Important. MCQ or 1 mark. Satyagraha was his main political weapon. What was Gandhiji's main political weapon? Satyagraha. MCQ or 1 mark. I like to post the PDF of these notes, running notes. If you want, please put it in the comment section so I can post it very quickly. As your response is mine. Let us go to the next para. What happens? So, in this same time, the British government brought in force many regulations with a view to suppress the increasing revolutionary activities, as they saw all the activities of moderates, extremists, revolutionaries, and now Gandhiji. They were very angered and feared. And with this view, what they did, they suppressed the increasing revolutionary activities. What was the main increasing revolutionary activity suppression by the British? It's Rowlatt Act. Important. And when it was implemented in 1919. What's the main objective of Rowlatt Act in 1919? They gave powers to the judge to arrest and interrogate people only based on suspicion. There was no official evidence or any proof that he is the one who did crime or he is the murderer or anything else, that he was the revolutionary, he was a extremist. Simply if judges, British judges especially, no Indian judges were at that time. So if the British judges feel that, assume that these people are revolutionaries, extremists, they used to put them in jail, put jail sentence to them, years and years. So this was implemented in which act? Rowlatt Act in 1919. This was protested against by Gandhiji through Satyagraha. Salt Satyagraha has many subdivisions for its causes. One of them is more tax on salt. The second cause is the inhuman practice of Rowlatt Act 1919. Please note it down. Who all participated? Thousands of Indians participated in this protest. Let us see about Jallianwala Bagh massacre in the next class. Until then, it's Tata bye bye from my passion Malathi. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos.